Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here with a new franchise. Y'all know what it is. You've seen the channel updates, and if you haven't already, well, this is your introduction to the roster and what we will do with this franchise. So it is the Toronto Blue Jays, and we will be doing the Sons of Legend series. So, you might ask, what is this one all about? Well, you have Biggio, Bitchette, and Guerrero, all sons of Hall of Famers. And so our goal will be to get them into the Hall of Fame by the end of their careers. So we're going to go with GM contracts. We'll be good there. Allow legend free agents, that's off. CPU roster control, no. Allow trading. We want them to think about budgets. Designated hitter. Let's go Aldo. And then extra inning runner. Let's actually keep that because I like that. It actually makes the games go a lot better. We're going to be allowing scouting to be auto. We want to do all the coaching stuff. We want to do all the manage roster stuff. We will start at week 1 in the regular season. What we also have, I think, at this point, are the full rosters. So, going through here is showing off our 3 main guys in this franchise. Cavan Biggo, the son of Craig Biggio. We'll see him in this franchise a lot. 25 years old, so he's likely going to be in the league about 10 years for him. And we have to take all 3 players into the end of their careers. So one thing we will have to do is we have to retain these 3 players no matter what. So it doesn't matter if the contract is 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. It doesn't matter. These 3 players have to be on their team at all times, and thus they'll be the guys we build around. So Biggio's been up for the last 2 years. Hit decent during the shortened season. In 2019, 234, 16 home runs, 48 RBIs. I don't think he had a complete season because it's 162 games. So he played about half the season in 2019. We have him to a renewable contract for 1 more season. Then he goes into arbitration for 3 years. So good team control there. Before we have to spend a lot of money there. His quirks, Walker, Rally Monkey, and Fighter. So a good piece to build around. Second one will be Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Pretty good power against lefties, good contacts against righties, so that's pretty good. He could be a everyday guy that can do some good stuff. 22 years old, so again, another 10 to 15 years in the league. In the league the last 2 years, did play 123 games. 2019, I think he came up after about a month into the regular season. 15 home runs, 69 RBIs. Shortened season, 9 home runs, 33 RBIs. At 262 and 272, so pretty good there. Same thing with him. Contract renewal next season. And 3 years of arbitration team control. He's got night player, first pitch hitter, and breaking ball hitter. Pretty good there. And Bo Bitchette, 23 years old. They're all around the same age, so that's one thing. But he's probably the best all-around hitter, besides maybe power. But I think Biggio is probably the best contact one. Definitely the best fielder. But I think Bitchette is a good piece. So again, last 2 seasons. Didn't play the full season in 2019. He did in 2020. Pretty good average though. 11 home runs in 2019. 5 in 2020. Both had 23 and 21 ribbies, so pretty close there. And the same thing applies with him. 1 year of contract renewal and 3 in arbitration. Whereas Quirks, Pressure Cooker, Homebody, and Dead Red. So, those are your main guys that we have to kind of sort this franchise around. The rest of the roster, it's all about building around them. But the biggest issue is going to be our pitching early. We do have Alex Manoah, who will be starting at the majors. There's no reason that he shouldn't be. So he will be at the majors, start his career. 22 years old. I think he can do it. We had Dylan Cease in our Oakland franchise start when he was 72 and 25 years old. But at this point, be our 5th starter. At this point, he is the 5th best pitcher on the staff, on the team. So at that point, there's no reason not to bring him up to be that 5th starter. On top of that, really the issues we have is Tanner Roark's on here at 34 years old. He'll be leaving soon. Robbie Ray, same thing. I think he goes to free agency next season. Julian Mayweather, I think we have him for a couple more years in team control, but at 28 years old, I don't know how much more he's going to get better with that deep potential. And Hyunjin Ryu? Butchering that, I'm sure. I always liked him. Pretty good pitcher. 34 years old, on the decline though, but he's been pretty consistent when he did play with the Dodgers at times. Did have a little injury issue, I think, around 2016, 2017, but had a couple bounce back seasons. Went 14-5 in 2019 with the Dodgers, which probably got him his contract going into 2020. Went 5-2 in 2020, so that's only, 4 no decisions? 5 no decisions? So, decent with a 2.69 ERA. I mean, he pitched pretty good. And him being our ace at that point. But really, it's Steven Mance. Guy came over from the New York Mets and looked atrocious in 2020. Trent Thornton, I think the same thing. But didn't really do much. Only started 3 games. Didn't really pitch much. Looked bad as well. We do have Simon Rudge Richardson at 19 years old. These guys are going to start at AAA, start this series. And I think if he climbs up, he could be ready for the MLB next year or the year after. We have Nate Pearson, who I hope can develop quickly, but we'll kind of see how he does at 24 years old. If he gets a chance, he'll be well into his late 20s by the time he comes up. And the other guy is Eric Pardino. I think he could be a prospect at least to come up probably when he's about 23, 24. But right now, obviously going to be down at AA. But our pitching staff is not the greatest. And really, we're going to drain our farm system with Manoah up at the MLB level immediately. So that's one thing as well. Looking at relief pitching, we do have Ross Stripling here. Guy that has started before, so he can work into the rotation. I think the only time he really works in the rotation is if we have an injury. He could do some spot starting for a short time. Jordan Romano, David Phelps, AJ Cole. I mean, we're looking at a bullpen that needs complete reconstruction. However, we have a couple gems down here. Mainly, it's just Adam Kloffenstein. Pretty good there. I think he's technically a starting pitcher at this point. So we'll see how he does in that relief role, but we might switch him over to a starter. And we probably have a couple guys over here that would be more inclined to be a short... Actually... in my mind, he is 100% a starter. Tyler Chatwood, same thing. Played with the Cubs. came over from Colorado. Had a couple of great seasons in Colorado, but kind of fell off. Couldn't control his pitches in Chicago. Lost his starting job and really just could not get it going from there. But we got a couple of good prospects here. I'll have to see what I do with Kloffenstein. Closers. One of the best closers in the game, although he is getting older at 34 years old. Kirby Yates. Didn't really pitch much last season because he got hurt, but other than before that, 2019 for San Diego, 1.19 ERA, 2.14. Then was traded, I think, from the Yankees to San Diego, if not mistaken, in 2017. That's where he kind of hit his stride there and improved when he got to San Diego. So we'll have to see if he can come through big. But we do have someone waiting in the wings. It's Joe Willard, and I think he can come in and throw some good saves out here and get us some saves and not blow them. Nice to see at least we don't have to look long-term there. Now catcher. Really, it's how fast can Gabriel Moreno progress to be able to come up and play at the majors. I mean, he's at the majors right now, but with hitting like this is not something I'd want at this point. AAA, he would be a good one, but being a AA with that is just not something I could think is a smart idea to do. Would you have to take someone off that is on the 50-man or the 40-man? But I'm not particularly worried that he's going to be a good player there. But we'll just kind of have to see how that kind of shakes out. As I'm looking for someone to kind of send down from there. Here's one there. So we'll have to worry about that whole deal. We also have to worry about what we're going to do. Here, we got to pull him up to the MLB, obviously. Okay, so he's up there. Well, let's see how fast he progresses. Other than that, Alejandro Kirk might be the best long-term, or short-term, long-term answer. But we do have some guys up here, 25 with Danny Jensen and Reese McGuire. So it's going to be who really performs best and whoever's the odd man out. Before Moreno comes up. Roddy Tells. It's 26 years old, 73 overall. Not big in overall, but I think he's going to perform decently if he keeps on hitting that 283 that he hit last year. But shortened season, only 35 games, so not even half the games. Let's see how he does with the season-long schedule. We've already seen Cavan Biggo. We got Joe Panik at 30 years old, 73 overall. But other than that, no other prospects. But with Cavan Biggo, do we really need any other prospects behind him? Probably not. Vladimir Guerrero playing third. Behind him, we do have Miguel Giraldo. Giraldo can play second and short, so good versatile guy. But the thing is, hitting is not his forte. So he's going to be down at AAA for a long, long time. We have Nash Knight, but at 27, be potential. I don't think he is really going to grow too much coming the majors. So Bitchette is here. We took a look at him at shortstop. We brought in Marcus Semien from Oakland. And Marcus Semien is a guy that can play the other part of the infield. But this guy is a beast. So good hitting here, but really in that shortened season, 223. But 2019 caught pretty much on fire. Then 285. That's where he kind of really figured it out. So he's brought over from Oakland. With our big players, at least Biggo can play out in the outfield. So when it all comes down to it, Marcus Semien can play second, and Biggo can play out in the outfield. But it's going to be who actually plays out there because, well, we have a lot of guys, and really it's who has the lesser arm strength 69, 66, 69, 63. So really it's Gruchuk that's going to be in as the DH. So Lourdes Gurriel at 27 years old, be potential one of our highlights, in Teoscar Hernandez. So these guys are going to be the main players in the franchise right now until those superstars really grow up. And Gurriel and Hernandez are absolutely beasts. As we'll see, they're under team control for a while. Gurriel has 3 more years on his contract. Hernandez has 2 years of arbitration before free agency, so that's good there, but not a lot of depth behind him that we're building on. Center field is George Springer, long-time Houston Astro, coming over playing for the Blue Jays, and didn't bat a whole lot better than he did. 292, 265. It seems like he's up and down year. One year it's good, like up in the 80s or 70s. Next year it's in the 60s or 50s. And then back up to a 280 to a 290 plus. So kind of looks like it's up and down year. We expect him this year, if the trend continues, to bat up near 300. So be one thing. And I think Springer on this $25 million contract till 2026, he might end up retiring before he even reaches that. Joaquin Diaz here is at single A. I want him at double A. Kind of weird that we have him. We want him at single A for Mantua. Jonathan Davis, 28, but be potential. I don't think he's going to hit the majors, so we'll see if Joaquin Diaz can actually come up and play well. So you have Randall Gruchek here, 29 years old. I think he's going to be the one that is the DH at this point, but we'll have to see how that one goes. So that is your roster. We kind of made a couple changes there, pitching rotation. This is how we're going to go for the season. Ryu, Julian Mayweather, Robbie Ray, Tanner Rourke, and Alec Manoah. So that'll be your pitching rotation, with Kirby Yates in as the closing pitcher. We have a lot of stamina in our long relief, but we should be pretty decently set up to have a good bullpen in some aspects. I'm still not convinced that long-term they're the answer. So here we go. Bitchette is going to lead off. Biggio will be at second. Springer and Hernandez will be the 3-4. Guerrero will be at 5. Guerrero at 6. I'm kind of liking this. That's all good. The thing is, the DH in this, Hells is 26 and a B. I feel better if Marcus Semien is out here. Thing is, where do we plug him in at? We could put Guerrero at first. We could put Biggio out in left or right. Left, right. Sorry, I did say Gruchek was the odd man out at this point. Semien plays. Semien can play second or third or shortstop. Second or third or shortstop. You know what? We're going to do it like this. So Semien is going to be the DH at this point. When we don't have a DH, he's going to be out of the loop. I'm fine with that. Left-handed with DH. It's going to be switch right there where Biggio will be at second. Semien will bat sixth. Guerrero doesn't hit the greatest against that, but he's going to bat sixth. And when we come in here, Biggio will start ahead of Semien against left-handers. How is he supposed to get better at that point? So that will be your lineup to start the season. So kind of how this is going to go is for the first, I'm going to show the settings here. How we're going to do this. Guess pitch. Pitch delay. Sitting here. In presentation. Mode specific. Vertical situations will be on. We'll hold all the lineups, rotations, 40-man. Our self-scouting will be there. Waivers, management. Okay, cool. That's all there. I thought there was a way to turn on advanced counts. Pitching. Pitch delay. Inning view, ball trail, PCI. Kind of strange. Just where there was one where you can do it. Okay, so we will go that this will be the first episode, or what is considered episode 0, the setup episode. We start the season off against the Yankees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the full game in this one, but it'll be with like advanced count or quick count, I think it's called. And then from there, we'll kind of bounce around to some critical situations. We'll play a couple games a month. That sort of thing. We'll kind of pass around. We'll do some player locks with our 3 superstars throughout this. What we will also do in this franchise is we might live stream some portions of it. Meaning that if we do have a live stream, it'll be labeled as a live stream special or a live stream blah blah blah. And from that, we'll advance. We'll play 1 or 2 games in that live stream, so something short and sweet with that. And we might advance a little bit further than we would in one of these episodes. But the biggest thing with that will be that we are playing to kind of see what the players are doing at that point. So we'll have a lot of gameplay in the regular episodes, but in those ones in particular, we'll kind of slow it down a little bit in those. And those will be marked appropriately when you see it. I won't forget, it'll be that this is a live stream type deal. And I'll put it in the playlist. I'll also put a community post kind of plugging it in there. So if you guys watch this video, either once I put out or in the future, months from now, and you don't see those videos on there, go ahead and look in the playlist, and in the playlist they'll be in there, or look back at the community posts around that, and they'll be attached from there. But thank you all for joining me. Don't forget to hit a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.